Good morning, students. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Okay, very good morning. Had breakfast? No?
Yes.
Okay. So, what about other students? Not done? No voice. So, default had no breakfast. So, we'll start the class. Okay. So, last class, some of the topics we already discussed, and today's class, with some more topics we'll discuss about turbines and all. Okay. Boilers. After finished boilers, so we'll see the turbines. Okay. So, So this PPT is visible, right? Visible or not? Just tell me.
Visible, sir.
Okay. So this topic we already discussed. So briefly go through it once again. Okay. So what is that? Steam boilers. Okay. So what is that steam boilers? 1 minute. Oh, steam boiler. So visible, right? This PPT. Visible or not? Just tell me.
Visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So steam boiler. So steam is a closed metallic vessel. So from this steam boiler, you can produce the steam. Okay, it is a boiler. So it is a metallic vessel. So in which you can produce the desired pressure and temperature steam. Okay. So next, so classification of boilers. So some of the classification we already seen. So please see carefully. So this is required to study two different varieties of boiler. Okay, Babcock and Wilcox boiler as well as Lancashire boiler. So this classification is required. Okay, this classification is required. Okay, so what is that? Fire tube boiler. Fire tube boiler is nothing but what? So hot gases are passing inside a tube. Water is circulate around the tube. Okay, hot gases are fire tube is nothing but hot gases are passing inside the tube, and water is circulated around the tube. So that is called as fire tube boiler. Next, water tube boiler is nothing but what? So water is passing inside the tube and heat is passing outside the tube. So that is called as water tube boiler. So here you can observe. So what is that? Fire tube as well as water tube boiler. Okay, so here heat is passing inside the tube, water is circulated around the tube, and here in water tube boiler, so water is passing inside the tube and heat is passing outside the tube. Next, according to the location of the furnace, so it is internally fired boiler as well as externally fired boiler. So if the furnace is located inside the shell, if the furnace is placed inside the shell, that is called as internally fired boiler. So if the furnace is located outside the shell, then that is called as externally fired boiler. Okay, so this is the classification: internally fired as well as externally fired. So if the furnace is placed outside the boiler drum, that is called as externally fired boiler. Next, natural circulation of water as well as forced circulation of water. So natural circulation of water is nothing but what? So due to density difference, water is moving from lower level to higher level. Density is nothing but what? Mass by volume. Okay, density is equal to mass by volume. So initially the mass is very high, is nothing but it is in water state. Okay, it is in water state. So water state density is higher compared to air or vapor. Okay, so water density is higher. Why? Because mass of water is higher compared to mass of vapor, air. Okay, mass of vapor is less compared to mass of water is higher. Okay, mass of water is higher. Okay, so that if you supply heat to the water, so what happened? water it gets into heated and slowly it is converting into vapor form. Slowly it is converting into vapor form. So what is the meaning of that? It is less density, decreasing its density, so that due to density difference, automatically water is moving from water is converted into vapor, right? So that vapor form is moving into upward direction. So that is called as natural circulation of water. That is called as natural circulation of water. So next, second one is forced circulation of water. So forced circulation of water is nothing but with the help of pump, we can lift the water from lower level to higher level. So that is called as forced circulation of water. Next, according to the axis of the shell, vertical boiler as well as horizontal boiler. So vertical boiler is nothing but what? If the boiler drum is kept in vertical direction, that is called as vertical boiler. If the boiler drum is kept in horizontal direction, then it is called as horizontal boiler. Okay, so vertical boiler as well as horizontal boiler. Next, according to their uses, it is classified into three varieties: stationary boiler, locomotive boiler, as well as marine boiler. Stationary, locomotive, and marine boiler. Stationary is nothing but, so for a power plant, we are using this stationary type of boiler. Locomotive boiler, we can shift from one place to another place, but the minimum 1 month time is required to shift from one location to another location. So marine boiler is nothing but based on the requirement, you can shift easily from one place to another place. So it is also called as mobile boiler. So these are the classification. So next we'll discuss about the boiler mountings. Okay, boiler mountings. So here, water level indicator. So what is the use of water level indicator? So it will indicate how much water is present inside the boiler drum. So that is nothing but water level indicator. So we should maintain how much water? 50 to 70% water we should maintain inside the boiler drum. Okay, so then remaining space is vacant for steam. Okay, so next, pressure gauge. So what is the use of pressure gauge? So it will indicate how much pressure is built up inside the boiler drum. Okay, so this is the use of pressure gauge. It will indicated in kg per second, like that. Okay, so next, safety valves. So what is the use of safety valves? Okay, safety valve use is to, so if the pressure is beyond the limit, okay, if the pressure is beyond the limit, then this safety valve will be automatically open. That extra amount of steam whatever present in a boiler drum, that will be escaping through this safety valve. Okay, so extra amount of steam whichever is present in the boiler drum, that will be escaped through this safety valve. Okay, so it will works only when the pressure is reaches beyond the limit. Okay, next one is steam stop valve. So usually the produced steam is moving from steam stop valve to the turbines, is nothing but power plant. Okay, so this is directly connected with the turbines power plant. Okay, so suppose if you want to stop the production, okay, if you want to stop the production or electricity, so same signal will be passes to the steam stop wall. So based on, it will closes as well as open. Okay, so based on the requirement, you can easily stop the production of steam, so with the help of steam stop wall. Okay, so it will regulate the flow of steam from boiler to the steam pipe. That is steam stop valve. Next one is feed check valve. So feed check valve is to control the supply of water into the boilers and prevent water from escaping back from the boilers. Okay, feed check valve. So supply of water. So suppose if the water level falls below the normal level, then it will automatically open. This feed check valve automatically open. So water is flowing into the boiler drum. Okay, so it will helps to maintain 50% or 70% water inside the boiler drum. Next one is blow off valve. Okay, so its function is to remove the sediments or impurity present in a boiler drum. Okay, so it should be helps to for cleaning purpose, this blow off valve will be used. So this blow off valve will be open only when, if the boiler should be in closed condition. So only when you can use, only when if the boiler is in closed condition, then only you can open this blow off valve, so that if any foreign particle present here, you can remove easily, okay, by opening this blow off valve. Next one is fusible plug. So fusible plug, it is a device used to extinguish the fire in the furnace when the water level falls below the normal level. So if the water level is falls below the normal level, automatically this fusible plug will closes the furnace, so that heat will not be flowing to the boilers. Okay, heat will not be circulate to the boilers, so that you can like that you can easily close. Okay, so this is fusible plug. Next one is accessories, different accessories. So first one is economizer. Economizer is a one of the devices, so which is utilize the waste gases, okay, waste heat, okay, which is utilized the waste heated, that heat is utilized to preheat the water. So that is economizer is one of the devices. So furnace will be producing heat, okay, furnace will be producing heat, that heat is not utilizing all heat is not utilizing, some of the heat will be simply wasted. Okay, that waste heat will be utilized by this economizer, and with the help of that waste heat, you can preheat the water, so that it will helps to improve the efficiency of the boiler. Okay, it will helps to improve the efficiency of the boiler. Next one is air preheater. Okay, next one is air preheater. So it is also same thing. So this also using waste heat. Okay, that waste heat will be utilized to preheat the water, preheat the air. So air is mainly used for combustion purpose in the furnace. Next one is superheater. Superheater converts the saturation steam or wet steam into dry steam. So wet steam is nothing but what? So it is water mixed steam. So further you can convert that water mixed steam into pure form of steam. So that process is called as superheated. Okay, that process is called as superheated. So pure form of steam is nothing but dry steam. Pure form of steam is nothing but dry steam. Next, feed pump. So feed pump is mainly used to supply pressurized water to the boiler drum. Next one is steam separator. So what is the use of steam separator? It will separate the steam from the water particle. So you will get the pure form of steam. That pure form of steam is supplied to the turbines. Okay, so these are the accessories of boilers. Okay, so next we'll discuss about the Babcock and Wilcox boiler. You just see the sketch and tell me how many parts is there in the uh, in this. Okay, so how many parts is there? You just count and tell me. Anyone?
20. 20.
20, yeah. Okay, okay, so 20 parts is there. 21, nah? Okay, okay, anything is fine. 20 or 21. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Okay, so we'll see one by one. So here, so based on the classification, you just tell me. Okay, so according to the circulation of water, so it is fire, whether this is fire tube or water tube boiler, you just tell me. So fire tube or water tube? Now it is, now it is clear, right? So what is fire tube? Once again, once again. Okay, so please join before the starting the class. Okay, so otherwise please share your mail id so that you can join at any time. Okay, so that you can join anytime. Please join before 9 or before 5 minutes itself. You should join. Okay, otherwise one more thing you can do, you just send me the mail id. Okay, please note down my number. So my number I already share in the message. Okay, please share your email id. Understood? Okay. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. So here, fire tube or water tube. So here, water is passing inside the tube. Okay, so heat is passing outside the tube. You just see here. So water is passing inside the tube, heat is passing outside the tube. So this is outside the tube. Okay, so now can you tell me, so whether this is fire tube boiler or water tube boiler? What is fire tube boiler? Tell me. So what is water tube boiler and what is fire tube boiler?
Where hot gases
Ah, okay.
and
So
water flows
hot gases are passing inside tube. Water is passing outside tube. So
around.
in this case, water is passing inside a tube. Heat is passing outside the tube. So now tell me. So what type of boiler? According to the circulation of water and hot gases, which type of boiler this one? So
Water tube.
water tube boiler. Why?
Water
Because water is passing inside the tube and heat is passing outside the tube. So it is also called as water tube boiler. Okay, water tube boiler. Next, second classification. So according to the location of the furnace, internally fired boiler or externally fired boiler. So where is here furnace? This is furnace. This is furnace. This is boiler. This is boiler drum. Okay, this is boiler drum and furnace is placed outside the boiler drum. So it is also called as what? It is also called as what? Internally fired boiler or externally fired boiler? So which one? External fired boiler. Okay, why? Because furnace is placed outside the boiler drum. This is boiler drum. Okay, this is boiler drum. Furnace is placed outside the boiler drum. So it is also called as externally fired boiler. Okay, so next, this is boiler drum. So boiler drum is kept in horizontal direction. Okay, horizontal direction. So it is also called as horizontal boiler. Okay, horizontal boiler. Next, circulation of water. So here, natural circulation of water. Due to density difference, water is moving from lower level to higher level. So there is no pump here, so that it is also called as natural circulation of water, and it is in big size, so it is also called as stationary boiler. Stationary boiler. Okay, so this is this one. So Babcock and Bellcock's boiler. So here you can observe, this is called as boiler drum. This is called as boiler drum. Okay, so boiler drum is kept in horizontal direction. Okay, so next, this is tubes. Okay, this is tube, and this is called as downtake header. Okay, so water will be descending from this pipe. Okay, and that vapor form will be moving from this uptake header with this pipe. Okay, so we'll see one by one parts. Okay, so this one is called as feed wall. So what is the use of feed wall? So it will measure the water level. So based on if the water level is falls below the normal level, so water gauge is also there, that will also send signal to the feed wall. So if the water level falls below the normal level, then it will send signal to the feed wall. So feed check wall will be automatically open, so that water will be moving to the boiler drum. Water will be moving to the boiler drum. Okay, so here you can observe the 50% water is there and 50% vacant space is there. That is for steam collection. That is for steam collection. Next, pressure gauge. So what is the use of pressure gauge? It will indicate the pressure inside the boiler drum. It will indicate pressure inside the boiler drum. That is the use of pressure gauge. And steam and water drum. So this is called as boiler drum. Okay, this is called as metallic vessel, also called as boiler drum. And safety wall. This is safety wall. So if the pressure is beyond the limit, if the pressure is beyond the limit, this safety wall will be automatically open, so that extra form of steam, whatever is present in the steam boiler, that will be escaping through this safety wall. Okay, that will be escaping through this safety wall. Next one is steam stop wall. Okay, steam stop wall. This is a steam stop wall. So this wall is directly connected to the external turbines. Okay, this wall is directly connected to the external turbine. And one more thing you can observe, this is a U-tube. So this is nothing but superheated steam will be produces using this U-tube. Okay, with the help of this U-tube, it will be helps to produce the superheated steam. Okay, superheated steam. Next, steam space. This is upward is steam space, and this is the downtake as header. So descending of water tubes, water will be descending through this pipe, and this is called as buffel plate. So it will helps to distribute the heat properly, so that it will helps to distribute the heat properly through the pipe. Okay, so that all part of the pipe will get into heated. Okay, so this is furnace. So coal will be inserted to the furnace, along with we are supplying air. So that what purpose we are in supplying to the air, that for that is mainly used for combustion purpose. Okay, combustion purpose. So air as well as coal will be mixed along with the burning take place. It will helps to burn the mixture. Okay, so burn the mixture, then it will produces the heat. Okay, so these are the parts of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. So any doubt? Parts? And also you can observe this is a blow off pipe. Okay, blow off pipe. So from this you can remove the impurities present in a pipe. Okay, you can remove impurity present in a pipe. So this is the parts of Babcock and Wilcox boilers. Now we'll see the operation of this Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Any doubt? Any doubt in parts? Tell me. Any doubt? No doubt? Audible, right? Students, please interact. Tell me, audible or not?
Audible, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now I will explain the operation of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. So here, initially we should maintain 50% water in the boiler drum. Okay, 50% water in the boiler drum. So that will be moving downward through this downtake header. Okay, through this downtake header, whatever water will be collected in the boiler drum, that will be moving downward through this downtake header. Then this furnace will be burning take place. So after that combustion take place, it will burn and producing heat. That heat will be moving around the tube. Okay, that heat will be moving around the tube, so that whatever water will be collected here, that will be gets into heated. Okay, whatever water will be collected in a pipe, that will be gets into heated. That heated water is slowly converting into vapor form, so that, and also it will loses its density, so that it will automatically, heated water is automatically moving from lower level to higher level. So it is automatically moving from lower level to higher level. Okay, so it is gets into heated, so that slowly it is moving from lower level to higher level. So in the left hand side, it is in the form of vapor. Okay, it is in the form of vapor. So all water gets into heated and converting into vapor form. That in the right hand side, it is in the form of water, and the left hand side, it is in the form of vapor. Then vapor form of steam is moving back to the drum. Okay, moving back to the boiler drum, but due to density difference, it will collected in the top of the drum. Okay, so due to density difference, it will be collected in the top of the drum. So in some of the water will be mixed with the some of the steam will be mixed with the water itself, and some of the steam will be collected at the top of the drum. Why? Because its density is less. Okay, its density is less. Okay, so that's why we should maintain 50% vacant space for the steam. And then again, once again, it is moving to the U-tube for superheating purpose. Okay, so whatever steam will be collected in the top of the drum, that is nothing but wet steam. Wet steam is nothing but water mixed steam. So further it will be moving to this U-tube. Okay, to convert that wet steam into dry steam. Okay, dry steam. So here some more amount of heat will be getting, so that it is slowly converting into dry steam. That is, it is slowly converting into dry steam. Then it is moving to the turbine blade through this steam stop wall, through this steam stop wall. So this is actually process. Okay, this is actually process. So once again I will tell you clearly, please note down the points. Okay, so one is feed check wall. So what is the use of feed check wall? So it will maintain 50% water level in the boiler drum. Okay, continuously supply the water based on the requirement. Okay, next, water level indicator, it will indicate the water present inside the boiler drum. Okay, so next one is pressure gauge, it will measure the pressure inside the boiler drum. Okay, so if the pressure is beyond the limit, automatically safety valve will be open, so extra amount of steam will be escaping through this safety valve. Next one is steam stop valve. So this is the supply the dry steam to the turbines. Okay, so and also open as well as close based on the input provided by the turbines. Okay, so next, in the top of the drum, steam will be collected. That steam is called as wet steam. Okay, next, uh, this is downtake header. Water is coming through this pipe, and vapor form of steam is moving upward to the tank with using this pipe. Okay, so this is water tube boiler. So water is passing inside the tube, heat is passing outside the tube. And this is buffel plate. So buffel plate function is to distribute heat properly, distribute the heat throughout the pipe properly. Okay, so next, this one, so this is called as furnace. So furnace will be burning take place in the furnace with the help of air, and it will supply continuously heat to the pipe. Okay, so next, the operation parts. So initially certain amount of water is nothing but 50 or 70% water we should maintain inside the boiler drum. So water will be supplied through this feed check wall, and then that water is moving downward through this pipe. This is called as downtake header. So water is moving here, and because of heat, that water gets into heated, and slowly it is converting into vapor form. So vapor form is nothing but it will loses its density. Because of that, so water is slowly moving from lower level to higher level. So in the right hand side it is in the form of vapor, and in the left hand side it is in the form of vapor. Okay, so then vapor form of steam is again go back to the boiler drum. So but it is somewhat steam is mixed with the water, so that and also steam will be collected at the top of the drum. So it is also called as wet steam, is nothing but water mixed steam. So why it is collecting in the top of the drum? Why? Because it is having less density, it is having less density, so that it will be collected in the top of the drum. Okay, that steam again goes to the youtube. So for superheating purpose, in youtube, it gains some more amount of heat. You can observe here some more amount of heat, so that it is slowly converting from wet steam into dry steam, wet steam into dry steam. Then dry steam is goes back to the turbine blade through this steam stop valve, through this steam stop valve. So this is the working principle of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. So and also you can see here blow off pipe. So this blow off pipe you can remove and open, and only when if the boiler drum is in closed position. So this is the working principle of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Any doubt? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, please clarify it now only. Please interact. Tell me. If you not interact means I will ask question. Which one is okay? Can I ask question? Can I ask question? Is it okay? Okay, then I will ask question. Okay.
Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Let's try to understand its construction and working. It consists of a straight horizontal longitudinal drum filled with water. The boiler drum is connected with a series of uptake header tubes at the front end and downtake header tubes at the rear end. These tubes are connected by series of inclined water tubes. Generally, the water tubes are having inclination of about 15 degrees. The solid fuel is fed through the fire door and then burnt over the grate to produce hot flue gases. These flue gases are then forced to move upwards between the water tubes, where baffle plates are provided to guide the movement of flue gases and ensure proper heating of the water tubes. On absorbing heat, the water flowing in the water tubes gets converted into steam. This steam moves towards the uptake header and gets collected over the water level in the boiler drum. Here, anti-priming pipe is provided to separate water from the steam, and dry steam is then supplied to the superheater tubes. This converts the saturated steam into superheated steam, which can be taken out from the steam stop valve. Ash produced by the burning of fuel is collected in the ash pit, while the smoke is allowed to escape into the atmosphere through a chimney. A damper is installed to regulate the air supply into the firebox. The boiler operation is inspected through the inspection doors on a regular basis. Boiler assembly is suspended on steel girders to enable the boiler drum and water tubes to expand and contract during operation. The boiler is fitted with other usual mountings like pressure gauge, water level gauge, feed check valve, safety valve, blow-off valve, etc. This is the complete construction and working of straight horizontal Babcock and Wilcox boiler.
So understood, right? Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Any doubt? Any doubt in that? Babcock and Wilcox boiler? Tell me.
Sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. No.
No, sir.
What? Okay. So next concept is Lancashire boiler. So this is the sketch of Lancashire boiler. Okay. So you already studied graphics. So can you tell me which one is front view, which one is top view, and which one is side view? So it is already written. Okay. So you already studied, right? So graphics you already studied. So this is front view of the Babcock and this one Lancashire boiler, and this is top view, and this is side view of that boiler. Okay. So we'll see the parts of this Lancashire boiler. Okay. So here boiler, this is called as boiler drum. So boiler drum and two channels. Okay, two side channels. Also it is also called as tubes. Okay, two tubes are passing inside the boiler drum. Okay, two tubes are passing inside the boiler drum. Okay, so next, this is called as safety valve. This is called as safety valve and steam stop valve and manhole. So manhole is created. Why? Because you can so during the off position, so man can go inside the boiler drum and cleaning for the cleaning purpose. Okay, and two tubes are placed inside the boiler drum throughout the boiler drum. Okay, so and also three channel is there, so two side channel and one bottom channel. So this space is required to heat the boiler drum. Okay, heat the boiler drum. So how it is moving? So here furnace placed inside the boiler drum. Furnace is placed inside the boiler drum, so it is also called as what? Furnace is placed inside the boiler drum, so it is also called as water tube boiler or fire tube boiler. Furnace is placed inside the boiler drum, it is also called as what? Tell me. It is also called as, so it is also called as fire tube boiler. Okay, so why? Because furnace is placed inside the boiler drum. Okay, so and water is passing outside the tube. Okay, water is passing outside tube, heat is passing inside the tube, so it is also called as fire tube boiler. So and furnace is placed inside the boiler drum, so it is also called as internally fired boiler, not externally fired boiler. So furnace is placed inside the tube so that heat is passing in the pipe and water is circulated around the tube, so it is called as internally fired boiler and fire tube boiler. Okay, then boiler drum is kept in horizontal direction, so here it is called as horizontal boiler. Okay, then heat is moving with the help of natural circulation itself, so it is also called as natural circulation of uh, water. Okay, so here there is no circulation, so here this is not a natural circulation of water. Why? Because here there is no circulation, so water is fixed in the drum itself. Okay, so here also 50% water we should maintain in the boiler drum, and some space we should maintain for steam purpose. Okay, collecting of steams. Okay, so next, and this is furnace door. Okay, furnace door and furnace grate. Okay, so heat will be produced inside the boiler drum, and this is safety valve. So safety valve will be open as well as closed based on the pressure gauge indicator. So if the pressure is beyond the limit, automatically the safety valve will be open, so extra amount of steam will be escaping through this safety valve. Okay, then steam stop valve, so it is connected to the turbine. So if the pressure so steam will be flowing through the turbine through this valve. Next, manhole. So for cleaning purpose, man can go inside to the boiler drum, so that's why one hole is provided, that is called as manhole. This is boiler drum. Okay, so we should maintain 50% water inside the boiler drum, and some space vacant is required to collect the steams. Okay, next, here pipe boiler drum. Here throughout this boiler drum, two pipes are using. Okay, then side channel is also provided. Okay, this is the top view. Okay, so now the working principle. Okay, so how it works, this Lancashire boiler, we'll see. So how it works, so heat will be produced with the help of furnace. So why? Because furnace is placed inside the boiler drum itself. Okay, so once the heat will be produced by the furnace, that heat will be flowing through this pipe. Okay, through this pipe, so two tubes are there, so heat is passing throughout this pipe. Then once and whatever water is present in a boiler drum, that water will be gets into heated, and slowly it is converting into vapor form. That vapor form will be is nothing but steam will be collecting in the top of the boiler drum. So here heat transfer take place between this tube to water, so that water gets into heated and vapor form will be collected in the top of the drum. Okay, once it is finished throughout this pipe, then heat will be moving outside. Okay, heat will be moving to the side channel. Okay, heat will be moving to the down channel. Okay, so first it will be moving to the down channel. Okay, down channel. So whatever water is present in a boiler drum in the downtake header, okay, so downward in the boiler drum, that water gets into heated. So then again it is moving to the side channel. Again it is moving to the side channel. So whatever water is present in the side of the boiler drum, that water gets into heated, so that all around the water gets into heated and converting into steam. Okay, converting into steam. Initially middle of the drum water gets into heated, then bottom level of the water gets into heated, then its side channel, it is moving to the side channel, so that side level of water gets into heated, so that all around the water of the drum water gets into heated and converting into steam form. Then steam will be present in the top of the boiler drum. That steam is moving to the turbine blade through this steam stop valve. So initially water is gets into heated, middle level of water gets into heated, then lower part of water gets into heated, then side part of water gets into heated in a drum, so that all parts of water in the drum, it gets into heated and converting into vapor form. So this is the working principle of Lancashire boiler. So We'll show,
Lancashire boiler.
just see here. Okay.
Lancashire boiler is a low pressure, internally fired, stationary fire tube boiler with natural circulation. Note that here we'll use the front view, top view, side view of the Lancashire boiler to explain its construction and working. Lancashire boiler consists of a horizontal cylindrical shell filled with water surrounding two large fire tubes. The cylindrical shell is placed over brickwork, which creates several channels for the flow of hot flue gases. Solid fuel is provided through the fire door, which is then burnt over the grate at the front end of each fire tube. A small arch-shaped brickwork is provided at the end of the grate to deflect the flue gases upwards and prevent the entry of burning coal and ashes into the interior part of the fire tubes. The fire tubes are slightly conical towards its rear end to increase the velocity of hot flue gases. Then hot flue gases are allowed to pass through the downward channel towards the front end of the fire tubes. Now these gases pass through the side channel towards the rear end of the fire tubes and finally escape through the chimney. There are dampers at the end of each side channel to regulate the airflow. Feed check valve is used to feed water uniformly to the boiler shell. Once the boiler is heated adequately, water converts into steam by absorbing the heat from the flue gases. This steam stores at upper portion of the boiler shell, where anti-priming pipe separates the water from steam. Thus, the steam stop valve receives the dry steam for various purposes. A manhole is provided at the top and the bottom of the shell to allow a man to enter in the boiler and clean it. A blow-off valve is provided to remove the mud that has settled down. It is also used to empty the boiler. This is the complete construction and working of Lancashire boiler.
So this is the difference between water tube boiler as well as fire tube boiler. Okay, so please go through it. Okay, so this completes your boiler portion. So any doubt? So one is Babcock boiler as well as Lancashire boiler. Two varieties of boiler is there. So both we already discussed. This is Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Very simple explanation. So today itself you just go through the notes and you can come to know that. Okay, so and otherwise it is very difficult for the exam. So diagram with the explanation is required. Diagram is also very important. Okay, so usually it is asked for 12 to 12 marks. Okay, 10 to 12 marks for your internal as well as external exam. Both questions are important, Babcock and Wilcox boiler as well as Lancashire boiler. So either one question is sure for your internal as well as external exam. Okay, so I hope all of you understood these two types of boiler itself. So one is Lancashire boiler as well as Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt? Again, repetition is required. Tell me.
No, sir.
Okay, so please go through it. Okay. Okay, so this is the front view and side view as well as top view. So here furnace is placed inside the boiler drum and heat is passing inside the tube. So then water is circulated around the tube. Okay, so then heat is two tubes are provided. These two tubes are passing through this boiler drum, and heat is initially passing through this pipe, then it is moving to the downward. So bottom level of the water gets into heated, then it is moving to the side channel. So here you can observe in the top view, first it is moving in the downward, then it is moving to the side channel, so that all part of the boiler drum water gets into heated and converting into steam. So then steam will be collected in the top of the drum, and then it is moving to the turbines. Okay, so in the exam, while writing, you should write in point wise. Okay, don't write full theory. Okay, so these are the two types of boilers. Okay, Babcock and Wilcox boiler and Lancashire boiler. Some more types of boiler is there, but in your syllabus only two types are mentioned. Okay. Okay. Okay, you just to see the video once again.
Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Let's try to understand its construction and working. It consists of a straight horizontal longitudinal drum filled with water. The boiler drum is connected with a series of uptake header tubes at the front end and downtake header tubes at the rear end. These tubes are connected by series of inclined water tubes. Generally, the water tubes are having inclination of about 15 degrees. The solid fuel is fed through the fire door and then burnt over the grate to produce hot flue gases. These flue gases are then forced to move upwards between the water tubes, where baffle plates are provided to guide the movement of flue gases and ensure proper heating of the water tubes. On absorbing heat, the water flowing in the water tubes gets converted into steam. This steam moves towards the uptake header and gets collected over the water level in the boiler drum. Here, anti-priming pipe is provided to separate water from the steam, and dry steam is then supplied to the superheater tubes. This converts the saturated steam into superheated steam, which can be taken out from the steam stop valve. Ash produced by the burning of fuel is collected in the ash pit, while the smoke is allowed to escape into the atmosphere through a chimney. A damper is installed before the chimney to regulate the air supply into the firebox. The boiler operation is inspected through the inspection doors on a regular basis. Boiler assembly is suspended on steel girders to enable the boiler drum and water tubes to expand and contract during operation. The boiler is fitted with other usual mountings like pressure gauge, water level gauge, feed check valve, safety valve, blow-off valve, etc. This is the complete construction and working of straight horizontal Babcock and Wilcox boiler.
Okay, students, remaining thing we'll see in the next class. Okay, remaining we'll see the turbine portion. So turbine portion we'll see in the next class. Okay. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.